up in the sky. I'm that mountain peak up high.
Alright,
Yes, I made it.
Hey guys, Beyond Brains, episode
3. And we're here today, and today we're gonna be talking about dealing with failure, how to deal with failure. And we're generally covering failure not just in
No, that's it.
exams.
Not just exams, not just literally failing something. Failure could mean falling short of your goals. You could have a target set and you just don't reach it. Doesn't mean you failed, but you didn't reach your target. That's a failure for you personally. It's quite relative most of the time.
So, that's what we're going to be covering today. As always, our greatest hope is that people take something away from our videos. Even if it's just one thing you take away, that would have done this video justice.
Equally, if you have something to add at the end, feel free. Obviously, let us know. Give us your opinion. We can have some discussions in the comments.
Yeah, leave comments, send messages. That's what we're doing this for. To answer questions, share ideas. Have discussions. So feel free to get involved as well if you feel there's anything you can add to it. So how to deal with failure? So Zaki, have you got any points? How do you deal with failure? Start again.
No. Alright, how to deal with failure. Failure, again, I think we should repeat that it's something...
Wait.
What?
We didn't have to...
No, keep it going. Don't stop the video and start again. Look at this guy. Yinka exposed.
Wait.
Has to be all natural, my friend. Has to be natural. Alright, so how to deal with failure.
How to deal with failure.
Basically, what I do when I don't reach a target I set out to reach, I think of the successes I've had in the past. That's what... it doesn't mean when I fail, it's easy to think, I'm not good enough on this, on that. But you're not. You're very good. You have to remember how positive you were. You need to remember the successes you had. A lot of people like to forget. Don't. Remember where you came from. Remember how hard you worked. Remember something in particular where you had to really work hard, dig deep to overcome it, and you did. So you have to put your failure into perspective, and it doesn't mean that your life is over.
Absolutely.
You always have chances. For me, the way I look at failure is a result you didn't want, but it's a way of putting you on the path that you should be on.
Exactly. And when we say dealing with failure as well, one important point is we're not talking about when you fail because you've just been lazy and you haven't done anything, because then, that's just your fault.
That's 100% your fault.
But we're talking about failure of when you've put in your best. You've actually done your best, and then what you expected is not what you end up getting. That's the kind of failure we're dealing with. And, one of the key points which I've found, in my experience, and I believe you'll agree with this as well, is when you encounter failure, whatever it is, you just failed an exam, it could be a relationship, you just broke up with someone or friend, you got a friend,
literally,
whatever it is.
It could be
one thing I find that helps a lot is that deal with it in a timely fashion. Don't leave it and pretend like it's not happening, because that's what a lot of people do, even especially with relationships. They just have a breakup and then, they try to just, bury themselves with, work and just try to be busy, but that, that's proven out that doesn't work. So, but one thing you can do is once you encounter any situation where you feel like, it's more like a setback, straight away accept it and then start thinking about how, you can, what can you change? And that kind of sends a message to your brain that I wouldn't give up.
Just move on, because eventually, with time I'll be better, I'll move on, I'll do this and that. Maybe next week I'll feel better. If you know you're going to feel better, start feeling better now. Start preparing for other circumstances that will come ahead of time. You have to be on the ball. You have to constantly switch. That's it. When something's finished, you succeed, fantastic. You fail, unlucky. But you always have to move forward. Whether you succeed or whether you fail, you have to move forward.
Absolutely.
You can't think too much about what happened.
And another point is, this is something we always bang on about: your mentality, your state of mind. It's all about your state of mind. If you look at our banner as well, it's right there in the quote. Well, that was Yinka. That was my quote, but it's all about your state of mind. So and I really I really want you to expand on this. And what kind of mentality should people have about failure? How should they see failure? Should they see it as a moment where, I'm nothing, I'm not good enough, I should stop doing this?
It's a good question because it's very deep. It's on multiple levels. You can answer this. The mentality, look, embrace is the wrong word, but you shouldn't be, you've heard it, I'm sure you've heard it, you shouldn't be afraid to fail. You should be working hard. You should acknowledge that whatever you do, there's a chance of failure. No matter how well you prepare, the chance of failure, even if it's 1% there, it's going to be there. There's always a chance. What we can control is how we can limit the chance of failure.
Absolutely.
Okay? So that's what we can control. So we work on that to make sure that the chance of failure decreases and decreases and decreases. Other than that, we can't control external sources. So we shouldn't waste our time worrying too much about that. So that's what keeps me going, I guess. I don't fear failure. I acknowledge that it exists, but equally, on the other side of the coin, success is there. Yeah. And I can control how big my chances of succeeding are. Obviously, again, the chance of failure will always be there, but I can control how much of it is there.
Exactly.
So that's the thing. And if I fail, then I know, okay, maybe something in my methods was a bit off. Maybe I should have done something else here instead of what I did. And you start analyzing, but it's not that I hold myself back. It's not that I feel extremely down. I move on very quickly, and you have to move on. Whether I succeed, whether I fail, it's done. You learn a lesson, and that's it. Again, another point, when you win, it's very difficult to see where you could improve. Losing or failing, it becomes much more easier. It's literally presented right in front of your face. This is what you did wrong. This is what you have to do. That's another key point that a lot of people like to ignore.
Absolutely. And one thing is from what he just said is, in short, basically don't like you said, you fail, you analyze it, and then you get better. So don't see failure as a stumbling block, but rather see it more of like a stepping stone.
No, they think, a lot of people think that you shouldn't fail at all. Oh, otherwise you're a disgrace to yourself, to your family.
Absolutely. And
how do you think they should deal with that?
There's a saying which a friend of mine just told me, I think it was 2 weeks ago, and it was basically, the man, and it's a popular one, the man who never made mistakes never made anything. So the thing is, exactly.
Mistakes, you're not moving.
You're stagnant because we're medical doctors. When you look at an ECG, for someone who's alive, it's always going up and down. So life is full of up and downs. The moment your life is stagnant, you're no longer alive. So it's just a basic fact of life, and failure has to be something that you accept. The moment you accept it and stop seeing it as a bad thing, and you start seeing it as a chance, an opportunity to grow, I promise you, you're just going to shoot for the skies, and the sky will only be your limit.
Absolutely.
And another point is expressing your emotions after failure. I feel, especially then, this is especially crucial for guys. We've been taught all our lives to be these alpha males, to be, these strong characters, emotionally strong. You can't cry, you can't be, be seen to be emotional. I'm telling you, throw all of that away, because the thing is, it's all right to express your emotions. You've just failed an exam. To make it okay for yourself, just express your emotions. So
that's a key point as well, because the more you hold in, the worse you'll feel. And that's why I'm sure you guys have been in situations where you felt like you needed to talk to people, and once you have, after a problem, you feel better. That's because you've expressed what's inside of you. Same thing goes with what he's been saying here. Express it.
Yeah, so don't try to suppress your emotions. But at the same time, while you're expressing your emotions, have in mind that you will rise again. Just keep that in mind. That, although this is a low moment, I'm going to rise again.
Thing is, these bad moments are the ones that give good moments the perspective. Otherwise, how would we know what's a good moment and what's a bad moment?
Exactly.
When you don't succeed, when you fall short of your targets, when you eventually succeed and jump over that obstacle that's been hindering you for a while, you're going to realize how extremely difficult a challenge it was, yet you were able to overcome it. On a physical level, on an emotional level, psychological level, you've overcome it. And surely that should give you so much confidence.
Absolutely, absolutely. And another thing is, at the same time, when you have, a moment of a setback, the mistake most people make is, they don't try to, they don't analyze it enough. And then what you have to do is you analyze it to the point where, and try to do things differently. The definition of stupidity or foolishness is insanity, is basically doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. It just doesn't make any sense. So even if it requires you to put in more hours or put in less hours and make it more effective, or do whatever it is, just change something. Don't do the same thing and then expect it's just gonna change. Analyze all the different factors that play into you getting that result. Maybe it's how your teachers perceive you. Maybe it's how you're revising. Whatever it is, consider all the factors.
This is an example based in uni, a uni-based.
Exactly. That's just a uni-based example. So take all the factors in and then analyze it. And most importantly, what I believe as well is hope. The hope that that at some point things will work out fine helps a lot. For me, my hope, personally, is in the fact that I trust in God's plan for my life, and that works for me. That's well grounded. Now, that might not be the same for you, but whatever that hope is, just make sure it's well grounded. And if you have a hope that's not well grounded, I suggest you find one. Find a hope that's well grounded, because that's what's going to get you through the tough times. The fact that, this is the sort of thing that kept people like, Nelson Mandela and Martin Luther King. Just look at anyone who's ever made a difference. It's just the hope of a better tomorrow that's kept them going. Do you have anything to say, generally about, just that hope?
What you said there touched on, you mentioned these great names. And all of these great names, all of these people who've accomplished huge things in their lives, they had something in common, and that's self-belief.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how difficult times were, and I'm sure you guys from history will know how difficult these guys had it, they knew that they would win. Mm-hmm. They knew that they would win. They never doubted for a second. Okay, they had their setbacks, yeah, fine. But they allowed these setbacks to give them strength, to get them to, push them towards their goal. They used that as motivation, as positive fuel to keep pushing. They didn't allow negativity to hold them back. Instead, they altered that negativity to positive energy to push them forward.
And another thing, which when we're talking about people like these, Nelson Mandela and Martin Luther King, look at anyone that's great. Basically, not yet, man, but definitely sometime. But basically, to overcome your failure, I heard this from, I think it was Steve Harvey. Your dreams have to be bigger than your fears, and that's what propels you on. For us, our dreams of becoming medical doctors, our dreams of making a change in the world is what propels us. We're not worried, what people are going to think about, two second year medical students sitting in front of a camera talking about whatever, whether people perceive us as weirdos. We're not worried about that, because the bigger goal, we feel if we can just touch one person, that's more than a blessing for us. And and that's why, and that's what I'm saying, because our dream of touching people with our experiences and having discussions with people, helping people out, and which is why we're into medicine anyway, is way bigger than our fears of maybe people misunderstanding us, people seeing us as weirdos, people seeing us as just, you could say knobheads or whatever you know.
I've already accepted that each kind of person we've listed here exists right now, watching us. People, some, hopefully few, would be criticizing us or ridiculing us. And obviously you'll have, I hope, a majority who are really into what we're doing and really appreciative of what we're doing. I think if you worry too much, if we're sitting in front of a camera being like, oh, I hope they like us. Oh, I hope
Yeah.
they don't ridicule us. I hope. No, we're not like that at all.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like you see, and that's one of the reasons why we've decided with our videos not to put any editing into it. So what you're watching basically is a raw video.
Especially this video.
Exactly,
The
exactly,
beginning
yeah.
was butchered.
Exactly. But that's one of the reasons why we don't edit the videos and we just put it on, because people get so so attached to self-image, how people see you, and you're worried about people who don't even people who you don't even know how they perceive you, and and we're just trying to help people to get out of that mentality and just to be themselves, be happy being themselves, be happy making mistakes, be happy just failing. And that's
Why would
basically
you want
what
to
we're
be
about.
like anyone else, honestly? Why would
Yeah.
you want to be like, if everyone wants to be the same person? We'd
I
have
don't
no
get it.
diversity, no culture,
Be
no
different.
traditions,
Exactly.
nothing. Then what
Be
would be
happy,
the point
yeah,
of
exactly.
living? Be yourself, express yourself,
Absolutely.
express what you like, what you
Mhm.
don't like. Everyone do that, and you'll see a huge difference in your life. You'll be much happier.
And obviously, that ties into dealing with failure as well, because once you accept yourself, once you know that I've been endowed with some beautiful gifts, I've been endowed with some gifts that only me has, that there's certain things that I'm literally the best at. Once you accept that fact, then it kind of helps you with failure. Even when people ridicule you after a setback, you know that you have that gift and you can take yourself to higher levels in life. So just keep pounding and keep grinding. And once you've
Always keep believing.
Keep
Never
believing,
stop
man.
believing.
That's the
And
hope
I'm not
we're talking
trying
about.
to like create sound bites or something. It's true. Always keep believing.
Mhm.
There's always a chance of succeeding, even if it seems quite small. Believe
Absolutely.
that you will succeed eventually.
I'm
If
telling
you
you.
keep pushing. Like, if you don't push, if you don't do anything, you're not going to succeed. The chance is zero.
Mhm.
If you push, if you go for it, if you work, the chance, even if it's 0.01%, it's there. You have a chance of passing. You have a chance of reaching your goal. You have a chance of succeeding. So go for it all the time. Go for it.
Exactly, and just as always, I tell people this, and if you take anything from this should be one of them. Do your best. That's key to, because if you don't do your best and you fail, then everything we just said doesn't apply. Doesn't apply to you. So please, do your best. Just do your best. So you don't wonder what could have happened. Put in everything you've got, and that's what keeps us going every single day. With everything we do. So I really hope you guys just take something from this video. We love you all as always. Keep watching. We appreciate all the likes. The people who've liked the page.
I love you guys.
Absolutely, we thank you very much. It's a sign of support, and it keeps us going. It gives us encouragement. So thank you very much for that. Shares, comment. We just thank you for everything.
Thank
Really
you
appreciate
so
it.
much. And again, guys, if you have any comments, anything to add, if you want to have discussions with us, feel free. The comment section below. You can message us on Facebook. Anything you want, we're
Yep.
here. So
Absolutely, we're here for you, man.
Don't be shy.
Anything. So
All right.
thank you very much for watching today, and we'll see you soon.
ciao.